Prologue. The trial ends. The deliberation begins on a sweltering summer day in New York City. A murder trial comes to its conclusion. A teenage boy from a poor neighborhood is accused of killing his father. If found guilty, the mandatory sentence is death. 12 jurors retire to a small, claustrophobic jury room to deliberate. The case appears straightforward. The prosecution has presented witnesses, a murder weapon, and motive. The judge's instructions are clear. The verdict must be unanimous. At first glance, it seems the boy's fate is sealed. The first vote. 11-1. The foreman calls for an initial vote. 11 jurors vote guilty. One man votes not guilty. This lone voice belongs to juror number 8, Henry Fonda, a quiet, thoughtful architect. He doesn't claim the boy is innocent, only that the evidence deserves discussion. With a human life at stake, he refuses to condemn without at least talking it through. The other jurors react with frustration, anger, even mockery. Some are eager to finish quickly and leave. There's a ball game that evening, and the room is unbearably hot. But juror number 8 remains calm, insisting on reason over haste. The evidence under scrutiny. Slowly, the group revisits the evidence. The murder weapon, a switchblade knife, was claimed to be unique. But juror number 8 produces an identical knife, purchased at a pawn shop, proving it was not one of a kind. The old man's testimony. He claimed to have heard the boy shout and then saw him running down the stairs. But was it possible he couldn't have moved so quickly with his limp? The woman's testimony. She claimed to see the murder through the windows of a passing train. But did she actually see it clearly, especially without her glasses? Each detail, once unquestioned, begins to unravel under scrutiny. The heat rises, tempers flare as the hours drag on, tensions rise. Personalities clash. Juror number 3, a hot-headed businessman, projects his bitterness toward his estranged son onto the accused boy, desperate for a guilty verdict. Juror number 7 is impatient, more concerned about making it to the baseball game than about justice. Juror number 10 erupts into a racist tirade about those people, exposing his prejudice rather than rational thought. Juror number 8, however, never loses his composure. Patiently, logically, he dissects the testimony, planting seeds of doubt. One by one, jurors begin to change their minds. Shifts in perspective. The deliberation transforms into a battle of logic versus bias. Juror number 9, an elderly man, points out the loneliness of the old witness, suggesting he may have lied for attention. Juror number 5, who grew up in slums, challenges assumptions about knife fights, demonstrating how the boy likely would not have held the knife as described. The atmosphere shifts. Reason begins to outweigh prejudice. The vote swings gradually, first to 9-3, then to 6-6. Doubt spreads. The breaking point. Confronting bias at the height of tension, juror number 10 launches into a venomous, bigoted rant about the accused background. One by one, the other jurors stand and turn their backs on him, isolating him in silence. His hatred is exposed as irrelevant, crumbling under the weight of collective disapproval. The room grows quieter, more somber. The discussion has shifted from argument to reflection. Juror number 3's collapse eventually. Only juror number 3 remains adamant about guilt. His resistance is deeply personal, rooted in anger toward his own son. He shouts, pounds the table, and waves photographs in fury, until his voice cracks and he breaks down in tears, whispering, "Not guilty, not guilty." He finally concedes. The verdict, justice through doubt. The jury returns to the courtroom. Their verdict, not guilty. The boy's fate is spared, not because the jurors are certain of innocence, but because they recognize the burden of proof was not met. Reason, discussion, and humanity overcame prejudice, impatience, and rage. Epilogue. The power of one voice. As the jurors disperse into the sunlight, juror number 8 and juror number 9 exchange names, a quiet reminder that amidst conflict, respect and dignity remain possible. The film ends not in triumph, but in humility. One man's insistence on fairness changed 11 minds, and perhaps saved a life. Closing 12 Angry Men is not a courtroom drama but a study of human nature, of prejudice, fear, reason, and conscience. It demonstrates the fragility of justice and its resilience when even a single person is willing to stand alone for what is right.